Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, last summer I was doing some shopping on eBay and I was looking at EMCE stuff and I found this. I've had it for about a year now. Haven't really done anything with it just because, I don't know, I just wasn't interested in zombies at the time. So it sat in my back room for about a year. But recently my friend JSpy sent me some really cool stuff and I thought I'd drag this out and use this to kind of showcase what he sent me. Well, this box here is very interesting. It comes with it says 3 8-inch figures, right? But it has all these heads. It has 5 heads, so you could probably put together a couple extra ones too. Let's see. It has 2 pairs of hands. It has these like rotten hands, and just bitten hands. It's got a chest piece, which is like skeletal. It's got some rotten feet. Of course, the heads are pretty cool. Let me see if I can get these without knocking the camera over. And then it's got some arms too that are in various stages of decay, so you can add those to your set. It's a very, very cool looking set. I mean, I don't know why I haven't spent any time working on it since now. I noticed that you're gonna have to prime the bodies like gray. These are all the instructions I have because it was supposed to come with an instructional CD, but you know what? I bought this on the secondary market and there was no CD in there, and I don't know. It would have been nice because I do a lot of stuff with customizing, and it would have been nice to have some tips and tricks in there. But if you have this set and you have the CD, maybe you could do a video on some of the highlights. That would be cool. I did do this. I don't know what this is. I think it's coffee, but I'm not sure. And what I did was I put one of my outfits into a solution of like coffee grounds and boiled it, and I got a really dirty, ugly effect. So that's cool. And then kind of here's what they look like if you get them all done. Make your own zombies, right? Articulated zombie figures. Build, paint, pose. So I'm going to start my zombie army today with my first figure, and I'm going to use some accessories that JSpy sent me to really make it pop. So hang tight. So I have my zombie primed. I just used some gray paint that I had, some gray primer, and just primed him. Not all the parts of his body are covered, right? But I'm going to be laying some flesh-colored paint and some other things on top of them. I also finished my my postman uniform. I put some wash on there. I think I used Reikland's Flesh. Yeah, Reikland's Flesh shade for that, and then also the pants. So I got my my postmaster uniform kind of torn up and ready to go. Here I am using my this is my flesh tone, right? This is Cadian flesh tone. And I'm just going to do kind of like a dry brush with it. I'm removing a lot of the paint, and I'm just going to kind of go over his head, keeping some of the gray in the recesses, just so it looks like, dead flesh, and that, parts of his face are rotting. I'm gonna finish this with a red wash to kind of give the blood effect. You can see part of the skull there. I'm gonna paint that as well. But I've never painted a zombie before. I don't have the instructions that came with them, but I'm thinking it won't be too hard. I mean, you're just using basically dry brush techniques, I think, to get the effects that you want. See how it's looking like desiccated flesh and it looks rotting? And I'm not really doing all that much. I just painted the gray down and then kind of just going over it with this dry brush. Well, it's not really a dry brush. I'm just removing a lot of the paint. Wow, that is looking good. I'm gonna do the same thing with his body. His body's not going to show, of course, but, I may have a tear here or there that needs a little bit of flesh poking through, so I'm going to paint pretty much, at least go over it, sort of like that. and then add my, I have a brown wash that I'm going to use. It's kind of, I guess, just bring in those details. Oops, that's a little too much paint. And then I'll cover those bones with like a white paint once I get this down. You can see it's giving that dead flesh appearance just with a little bit of a dry brushing. So I don't know what was in the instruction manual, the DVD that came with it. It's like I said, I didn't get it, but you know, I've seen pictures online, and you know, it doesn't look that hard. So I'm figuring, you know, it's not going to be that difficult. It's just doing it, you know. And I put this off for so long. I think most of it was because of I didn't really know how I was going to tackle this. And so, you know, when JSpy sent me some accessories to go with him, I thought, well, it's time to tackle. Well, he didn't send the accessories to go with this guy, but I thought it's going to really pop. It's going to be cool. So I'm kind of keeping it a secret until the end. Wow. I think I'm going to do the rest of the figure off camera as far as the flesh tones, adding the flesh tones. But I will be back for the washes to show you those off. But yeah, that's all you're going to do is you're just going to dry brush on the figure, getting the two-tone effect with the grays and the flesh. So I'm going to do the rest of that off camera, and I'll be back in a sec. I have 3 washes here. I've got a color wash in red, I've got the Agrax Earth Shade, and I've got the Reikland's Flesh. I'm going to try the Reikland's first, and I'm going to see what it does to the face as I apply it. And then to the open wounds, I'm going to add the red, I think. So here we go. Here's the Reikland's Flesh. Okay, that's looking good. It's going into the recesses of the face and making it look, well, it's giving a little bit of red color to it, right? And making it look a little bit more realistic. I'm going to take care of that bone part right there, part of his skull showing. But yeah, look what that's doing. So that's just the Reikland Flesh Shade. And I think I'm going to apply it as well to his exposed arms. Let me try this one first. Yeah, it's giving him kind of like a muddied appearance, like a dirty, grimy. Well, I guess he did just crawl from the grave, right? Dirty, grimy appearance. And I'm not going to do a lot with this. Well, I don't know. I've already started. In case I ever want to use him without a shirt, I guess. Maybe a shirt that's torn open. Wow, that's looking great, isn't it? And it's easy to do. Look at that. Yeah, I've heard these zombies were really, really easy. And they had, I was watching this video where they had some 14-year-old who was just out there just slapping paint on them, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And had some really good results. Because I think these are a lot more forgiving, you know. You just, you know, if you make a mistake, it just, yeah, it's just a zombie, you know. Probably something that, you know, piece of wood sticking out of his head or something like that, you know. All right, that's looking good. Let me get his back. Might as well while I'm here, right? And look, I'm just slapping this stuff on. No skill really involved, just kind of like getting it on there. Oh yeah, it's looking really good. All right, I think I'm almost done with the top part of them. As far as the shading, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna add the blood and stuff, but I have to let this stuff dry. Look, you can see the effect that the flesh shade is having. making everything look really, I guess, realistic. Wow, looking good. And minimal effort. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna let them dry and then I'm gonna tackle the next part. For the next part, I have a Walmart paint here. It's called Antique Parchment. And I'm gonna use this probably for, I guess, bone and his teeth. Let me see how this looks on his teeth. I'm just gonna put a little bit, dab a little bit on my brush, and then just run it across the teeth. Oops, I got some on the lip. It's okay, I can go back and take care of that. See how the teeth are looking? So on this one, you just draw it across the teeth and don't use too much paint, right? And you'll get that effect. Let me fix that lip. I think I have some right here. It's gonna look a little light, but I'll bring it down with that flesh tone in just a bit. There we go. You can see I covered his lip, but I'm gonna have to go back with my Reichland flesh shade. Now I'm also gonna try the eyes with the same color with that parchment. Just a little dab. And I'm not really worried if I got too much out of the lines because I'm going to bring it down with my Reichland's flesh shade. I'm going to take care of this little bone. You can see he's got a bone in his arm. I'm going to use the same paint. Again, not a lot of paint on your brush, just enough to provide some coverage. And like I said, I'm going to go back and probably add some either red or maybe some more of the Reichland's flesh shade. So I got the bone there, and I think there was like muscle. Oh, there's a bone on his leg in the back. I'll get those too. And his legs are a little wet still, so. But I'm not getting any bleed over through the paint, which is good. Just getting those bones. Man, I made a mess over here. Look at this. But again, you know, it's a zombie. See, if you got the mottled flesh, it's just this part of it, I guess, you know. That's what's going to make these so easy to paint, you know. And I don't know if they have any more of these. I saw one more kit on eBay. You know, I'm sure you can find them popping up on the secondary market every once in a while. But even if you don't find one, I know that there are some places that source out the zombie heads. So, you know, you can still do zombies. You just won't have access to the legs and things like that. And the hands. Well, I guess you can use monster hands. Like, you know, gosh, what's the name of that guy? You know, Frankenstein's monster from Mel Brooks's movie. They just did that Frankenstein, right? And I think he has monster hands. Okay, there's my bones. So you could use monster hands from him. I might do that. They're gray even, you know, so you can just put the paint on top of that. Yeah, looking good. There's the bones there. Oh, I need some more paint on this one. All right, you're looking good. Let me see if I can get this muscle. There's exposed muscle. And you know what? These guys are really loose. I guess they're like, you know, 12 years old, so I guess they're getting loose. Let me add some of this red on the exposed muscle. Oh yeah, that's a cool looking color. Gonna make a nice blood. Yeah, look at that. Where else can I put this? I'm gonna layer it in here. Wow, that looks cool. And put it in this leg as well. I'm glad I had an application for this wash. Pretty cool, huh? Let's see, where else can I put it? Maybe around his mouth. Maybe he's just fed. Yeah, all right, looking good. Let's see, what else can I do with this red? Oh, there's a wound there. Let me see if I can. There we go. Yeah, looking pretty good. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to use with the red. Wow. Oh, you know what? I'll put it on some of his clothes. A little red on the clothing. Like right here. Yeah, that's cool. I think this guy got blew up. Somebody threw a grenade at him and he got blown up. Put a little red in the middle. Yeah, look at that. That looks cool. Do his leg as well. I'm just throwing it on there randomly. See, really not a lot of artistic, design in that. All right, looking good. It's almost dry. Let me get the Reichlands and put it inside of his eye. I was thinking that might provide like a good effect. Let's find out. Or you know what? I haven't used my brown yet. See what the brown will do. I'm gonna try it back here where I can't get too much. Oh, I forgot the jawline. Oh yeah, I'll just use it to fill in those little spaces. Oh, I forgot his skull too. Let me go back and do that. Going around his eyes. Under his chin. Got some in his eye. Let me see if I can get rid of that. What do you think? Looking pretty good? Let me put a little bit of the brown here in his arm. And the hand. Make him look like he was digging out of the dirt, out of the grave. Put that on his fingers. On his feet. All right, let me do a couple of finishing things with the Reichland Flesh Shade. You know, before I do that, I'm gonna put a little pink. I saw some pink here somewhere. I'm gonna put a little pink on that exposed flesh, because there's a part that where the flesh is separating from the rest of it on the leg, and that might be a good little effect right here. See where the flesh is torn? And I'll just go around it. This is a fun little guy to paint too. You know, it's like, you know, you can just experiment with him, just do some fun stuff. You know what he's missing? He's missing some green. Okay, there was something here I needed to do. Oh, the skull. Let me get that before I forget. And there's something on his cheek. I think that's going to be pink. And I'll put in a little red. Where's my wash? Let me get that. Okay, now some Reichlands on those white spots, just to kind of bring them down. Looking pretty good. You know what? There's one thing I'm missing though, I think. A little green. You know, I think I have some green somewhere. Oh, here we go. I got this Ogren camo. I'm gonna let him dry, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm going to dry brush some green on his face. But yeah, looking pretty scary, huh? I may also lighten up the pupils of those. I mean, make some like white pupils or whatever. But yeah, look at that. I have to color his hair black too. So I'm gonna do a couple of things and I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm just using my Abaddon black to paint his hair. I have it thinned a little bit, just so it kind of like runs into the recesses. Just adding a little bit of water under my brush, and you can see it flows really, really well. Well, looking pretty good. Man, those effects and the washes are really, really bringing out some detail. Man, it's looking good. First zombie ever. Won't be my last though. I've got 3 more to paint, maybe more. I'm gonna use the heads for other bodies. You can see that if you water it down, it gives it like a really like grimy looking appearance. Oh, it's looking good. Let me get those dots in his eye. Maybe a gray wash. I don't know. The eyes just got kind of lost after that last wash. I don't know. White looks pretty scary, but I think that's too stark. All right, so let me see if I can get that green. I might need a dry brush. You know what? I'm gonna have to go look for one. I'll be right back. Okay, when you dry brush, make sure that you're taking off like, 90% of it. So I'm gonna put a little dab on my brush, and then I'm just going to try to get rid of most of it. And I'm just going to dry brush the green. See the effect that you're getting? And I'm going to dry brush his arm. Any exposed pieces. Get a little more on there. Yeah, these are kind of easy because you know what? It's not too many places you can make a mistake, honestly. And if you make a mistake, it's probably going to look purposeful, you know? Wow, that green's picking up some of the detail in the sculpt as well. Let me get some more. Oops, his hand coming off. I guess that's what happens when you're a zombie, right? Body pieces come off without warning. Wow, look at that. That looks great. Yeah, I'm glad I got these zombies out. I never would have missed out on all this fun. Never would have realized how much fun they are to paint. And, relatively easy. This is a good way to, oh, I forgot the Reichlins on that. Okay, so my zombie, I think he's pretty much done. I'm going to cover him with some of my matte clear enamel. But yeah, I think I'm going to call him. I might put a little more green on the legs, but yeah, looking good. The body's a little flimsy, so you may have to do some work with these guys. I don't know, maybe replace the rubber band. Like I said, these are 12, 13 years old, I don't know. So 2010, I guess, so almost 12 years old. So, but looking good. I'm liking him a lot. I'll be right back. Well, there's my zombie mail carrier. Came out great, didn't he? The detail on that. Oops. I did notice that the back of his uniform is a little pristine, so, I may add some holes in that, cut it up a little bit, but that's okay. If you remember, I painted the body underneath, with the gray and the flesh tones and the green wash, the green dry brush, so, anything that shows through will also be in character with the zombie. But yeah, he looks great. Let's take a look at some close-ups. Yeah, that guy. First zombie, and looks great. I will definitely be doing some more zombies. You know, I say this a lot, but this is easy guy to paint. You know, they weren't lying when they said, you know, 14-year-old painted some really cool looking stuff. And I believe it because, you know, it's, if you make a mistake, you just cover it with some red paint or something, you know, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So there he is. I mean, he looks great the way he is as a postal carrier. So if you were going to do this guy as a postal carrier and use, what's the name of that guy from Cheers where I got this? I got this from one of the Cheers characters with the male outfit. Gosh, is it Cliff? I don't remember. But yeah, that's where I got the male outfit from. I actually tore off the patch here because JSpy sent me some accessories to really make this guy unique. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those accessories right now and come back to camera. But before I do, I just wanted to give you guys one more look at my zombie mail carrier. I think the mailbag came from, gosh, I don't remember. It might have been a Charlie's Angel or a Charmed figure. Because, you know, I got a couple of Charmed figures and some Charlie's Angels figures, you know, for some of the girl characters that I use for my monsters and also Star Trek. But yeah, adding the red paint to the uniform really was a good idea too. So, like I said, if you make a mistake or something, it's a zombie. You know, nobody's really going to know. They're going to think it was meant to be there. So, don't hesitate to try these guys. You know, as I said, finding the kit may be near impossible. You know, because it's pretty old. But like I said, there are other sources for the zombie heads. So, if you're going to put together your own zombie collection, you still can. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get them dressed up. Well, add the accessories that I got from JSpy. I'll be right back. Well, here are a couple of sets that JSpy sent me for those accessories. You know, he sent me an MP40 submachine gun in Mego scale. He sent me a K98 bolt action rifle, a couple of MP40 magazine pouches, gas mask canister to store his gas mask, which actually fits the faces of these characters, and also the Nazi helmet. What I did was I got all that stuff together, and here, let me see if I can zoom out. And I put together these guys. You know, when the box said, put together your zombie army, you know, I guess I took them literally. Here are my Nazi zombies. So, you know what? Actually, these were inspired by a comic book that I used to read as a kid. It was called Weird War. I don't know if anybody else read it, but it was just like full of these like stories where these soldiers were coming back to life, you know, exacting revenge on the people who, you know, did them in or whatever. And so that was the kind of inspiration for my Nazi zombies. This guy right here, I did some different techniques for the paint job. I did the gray base coat like I did with the other one. But on top of that, I put some flesh tones and I used a blue wash to make him look a little bit more, I guess, fresher zombie, you know. He's wearing a trench coat that I got from Classic TV Toys. The hat's also from Classic TV Toys. I just painted it gray and black. He's got the Luger from Classic TV Toys, potato masher that's also included in the set that JSpy sent me. He's got some boots from Classic TV Toys, some OD, they're really dark OD pants, also from Classic TV Toys. And of course with my other zombie, he's wearing the postal outfit that Cliff wears from Cheers. I just stretched his helmet a little bit, put some machine gun holing in there. But yeah, they look great, don't they? I mean, this is a blast. I'm having fun with these guys, and I'll probably be painting some more zombies. You know, they were great. I noticed that Classic TV Toys has just come up with some options. They have some zombie heads, and they have one that's unpainted. So I just put in an order for that one. I would like to see what it looks like, and I'll probably paint it up with some of my other zombies just so I can have, you know, a little platoon going. But I hope you guys have fun with your Megos. I hope you guys check out JSpy's new accessory pack, which is super cool. You know, if you guys are doing Indiana Jones or, you know, I don't know, Captain America, whatever, you're gonna need some enemies, and you know, Nazis make a good enemy. So anyway, till next time, you guys take care, have fun with your Megos, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye now.